Hello, friends, and thank you so much for serving on this Sunday, November 13th, 2022, in the kindergarten through second grade and the third through fifth grade classrooms here at the Oaks. I'm going to give you a quick walkthrough of what to expect this week so you kind of know what you're going to be doing. To begin with, we're going to start the same as we always do before the service. Please plan to arrive around 9:30, check in the check-in room, and pray with the children's ministry team. When you return to the classroom, you can turn on music using our Oaks Kids YouTube playlist on the Bluetooth speaker or the CD player, and then you can pass out centers to each table. They're going to do centers as they arrive, so when they begin arriving, it should be around 9:45 or 9:50 is when they should arrive. One teacher needs to be taking attendance in that white binder that is by the door so that they can have an accurate count of who is in the classroom, while another teacher is getting the song queued up on our YouTube app and just paused until it's time for us to worship together. The song for this week is going to be the Good, Good Father video with motions. If you have not seen how to use our TV down here, I can walk you through it this Sunday. So one teacher take attendance while the other is getting the song queued up and ready to go on the TV, while the other 2 or 3 teachers should be kind of walking around the room, engaging with students, kind of figuring out what center choices they've made and how those choices are going. Around 10:10, it'll be time to clean up. This should be like a 1 to 2 minute thing. Clean it up, put it back where they got it from, make sure they're checking the floor that they don't miss any pieces. And then as tables are cleaned up, sending those kids to the carpet. I recommend sending them by grade level. So once everyone is cleaned up, sending kindergartners, then first graders, and so forth, so that the smallest kids can be towards the front so that they can see the video as we do it. Once everyone is over there, this week's song is going to be Good, Good Father with motions. Again, make sure that you emphasize with the kids that they need to be actively participating. They can dance, they can sing, they can dance and sing, but they should not be doing anything to distract from worshiping God. At this point, this is when we're going to separate out. So at 10:20 is when we're going to separate, and that is, I'm going to jump over to the 3rd through 5th grade lesson. If you are teaching upstairs, you are going to be taking attendance of those 3rd through 5th graders again on a clipboard that is inside the 3rd through 5th grade bag. I will show it to you this week. It's a yellow tote bag. It's going to be hanging on the door that you're going to exit from. And in that bag, there's a clipboard with an attendance sheet, and you need to check off what kids are leaving the room with you. It is very important to do that as they exit the room and enter the hallway. You're going to walk upstairs. You're going to have a key to get in upstairs. You're going to have your clipboard, and you must have your cell phone with the volume on. It's very important. It's the only way that we have to communicate between the upstairs and the downstairs. Once you are upstairs, we will split into a boy group on the left-hand side of the room and a girl group on the right-hand side of the room. Take a few minutes to get settled and kind of review the expectations. This is really exciting that they get to have their own bigger, cozy space. I said bigger and cozy. Those don't really go together. You'll see. We're trying to make it cozy seating and lighting, but it is a much bigger space for them to be able to grow with their group. So kind of go over that. Now, this is when we kind of go back together again. So both groups at this point are going to be doing their monthly memory verse. If you're in K through 2, you have a few blank lines. If you are in 3rd through 5th, you're going to write the entire thing. The boys and the girls each have their own place to write it. So this week they already wrote, "Now to him who is able to do far more abundantly than all that we ask or think." This week they're going to add, "according to the power at work within us." As you're doing this, kind of go over what we talked about last week. What is that power within us? Hopefully they'll remember it's the Holy Spirit, but kind of review that as you do it together. So once you are done doing the monthly memory verse, we're moving into our prayer time. And this month looks different. With it being November, I wanted us to focus on, instead of prayer requests, doing praises and working on our thankfulness. So if you are downstairs, you have a thankfulness pumpkin right here. So you're going to kind of talk with the kids and find out what their praises are, things that they're thankful for. It can be people, it can be items, it can be really anything that they are feeling thankful for and record it on the pumpkin. So last week they got kindness of siblings, school, favorite toys. You have a black Sharpie over there. Just keep filling it up until you get to the bottom of this section of the pumpkin. And then if you need more space, just move on to the next one. Our goal is to just keep using this every year until it's totally full. So if we fill more than one, that's great. So just get what the kids record. If you are upstairs in 3rd through 5th, you do not have a pumpkin. Instead, what you have are some paper rings. They're flat strips now. You're going to write down the things they're thankful for this week on 2 separate rings, connect them together using the stapler, and then just put it on the door handle hook, either the door that goes outside the room or the door to the bathroom, because we're going to use those again during Advent. So after praying and doing the Lord's Prayer together, then we're going to move into our Bible story. This week, it is all about Abraham. So you're going to be on story 137 on pages 274, 275 in your Gospel Story Bible. This is what it looks like in your book. You're going to read through this with the kids that are in your group, maybe go over the illustration and the questions that are there. And then before we move into our questions that we have written that come from the Old Story New and Long Story Short, what we do first is we look at where it's located in the Bible. So in both groups, I shortened it a little bit from what it says. They want us to do all of Romans 4. I shortened it to Romans 4, 13 through 25. If you are in kindergarten through 2nd grade, they should work with a partner to locate where this verse is in the Bible. Take your time doing this. We really want to work on helping the kids locate the books of the Bible and chapters and verses within those books. They're not going to probably be able to read it on their own, so just work on locating it together, and then the teacher reads it out loud. If you are upstairs, they should, again, locate it with a partner, but they should also read it with a partner before the teacher reads it out loud to them. So once they are done looking at where some of this information about Abraham comes from, there are follow-up questions. These do come from our texts that we have here at the church, Long Story Short and Old Story New. But feel free to expand upon this. If the conversation is going really deep, lean into that. You have the authority as a teacher to take those moments, turn them into teachable We really want for these moments to be special with you and your group. So feel free to read what is working for your group. So these are the questions. The follow-up activity is there if you have time for it, and if you feel that that is the best time spent with your group. If you're in K through 2, you have a craft. So I'm going to show you the craft, and just know that you will be getting a text from someone, whether it's from Kristen. It will not be from me or Bethany this week or Nate, because the 3 of us are in the classroom. But someone will be sending a text to let you know when the sermon is ended, and that is when the 3rd through 5th graders will be rejoining the classroom in the worship area. So just kind of be watching for that to know when you need to wrap up your craft. But this is your craft for this week. The directions are here. This is my only copy, so we're going to keep it in the material box, but you'll have it if you need it. This is what it looks like. I printed them on white. They're in this material bag so that the kids can color them. They should write their name on the back. They can color it. And then there are orange and yellow. I cut 30 of each. I only cut the length. I did not cut them in half like they are in here. I want the kids to do that. So they should color and cut out their star. They should cut their crepe paper here in half, and then they need to attach it a certain way. These were attached with glue sticks. That totally works. Liquid glue would also work, but it would be messier. And I've also included tape in the material box. So if tape is more your jive, go for it. So we've got glue sticks, tape as options for whatever you feel is best for the group when you're working with them. But that is the craft that you'll be doing with the kindergarten through 2nd graders. If you are in 3rd through 5th grade, you do not have a craft. Typically, we don't really do crafts upstairs. So what they are doing is team building. Last week, they made canvases with a cross on them. They painted on top of tape. Tape was on there to make a shape of a cross, and they painted kind of over it and around it. They're going to pull the tape up this Sunday to reveal the white cross underneath. We talked last week about writing Bible verses on there. They can choose one Bible verse as a group to write on their white cross with dark Sharpie, or they could choose multiple if they each have their own. But I would recommend if they're going to choose multiple, they either need to write really small or they can just write where it's located, like the book, chapter, verse. Then after they do that, if there is time left over, have them work in partners or small groups to journal about a time that they or someone that they know had faith in God even when things seemed impossible, just like Abraham, who we've studied this week. So their journals are upstairs. There are extra, I think there's 5 extra left in that green and white cart, so that they can, if they don't have one already, it's there. But I do have the boy journals on the boy side, girl journals on the girl side. Now, if you're upstairs, probably the most important thing is that you are watching for a text to let you know that the sermon has ended. And there needs to be a very quick cleanup, like 1 or 2 minute cleanup, and then head downstairs for dismissal. Parents will be checking in and out of the kindergarten through 2nd grade classroom. So we need to be back down here as parents are arriving to pick up their kids. And then that's pretty much it. There's extra time. We'll hang out in the worship area and listen to some worship music, pass out Bible prizes in the worship area, not as they're exiting the classroom. That way we don't have a group of kids digging through the Bible prizes as their parents are trying to take them home. Make sure we are greeting the parents, collecting stickers, highlight their check mark as they are picked up so that we know that they were picked up. And then the kids have to wait in the worship area. They should not be gathering near the door as their parents are arriving. I think that is everything. I will be in here this Sunday with you guys. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me ahead of time on the phone, or I can answer any questions when I see you guys on Sunday. But thank you guys so much for serving, and I will see you soon.